Hello everybody, today is November 2nd, and since it's also a Sunday, it's time for a Sunday Solve of Clues by Sam. For today's, Isaac the Builder in D2 is going to get us kicked off with the hint, Karen is one of two innocents below Gary. Gary is in B2, Karen is directly below Gary in B3. Karen is now going to tell us Juliet is one of three criminals in between Amy and Tyler. So Juliet is in A3, and Amy and Tyler are in A1 and A5 respectively. That means all three of these in A2, A3, and A4 are going to be criminals, because 3 equals 3. From top to bottom, Frank the cook in A2 says Tyler and Zoe have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Tyler is in A5, Zoe is in D5. Juliet the doctor in A3 says there are more criminals than innocents to the right of Amy. Quick reminder, Amy is in A1, so since there are 3 to the right of Amy, that's probably going to be a 2-to-1 ratio. I guess it is technically possible that there are all 3 of them criminals. Ophelia the singer in A4 says exactly 2 of Larry's 5 innocent neighbors also neighbor Zavi. Larry is in C3, Zavi is in C5. So let's make some quick notes. We know that since there are 2 innocents below Carrie, either Paula or William in B4 or B5 respectively are going to be innocent. And we know from Ophelia's clue that of Paula the singer in B4, Romeo the singer in C4, and Scott the cop in D4, there is going to be 2 innocents, because those are the ones that neighbor both Larry and Zavi. That said, we might want to circle back to Frank's clue for a bit of cross-referencing, because we know that Tyler is going to have 2 criminal neighbors. Ophelia, who's been revealed, and then either Paul or William. So, since Zoe has the same number, Zoe the teacher is also going to have 2 criminal neighbors and 1 innocent neighbor. If we are thinking about the layout of row 4, if only one of these is a criminal and Zoe needs 2 criminal neighbors, then either Romeo or Scott has to be the criminal. Because if they were both innocent, then Zoe could only have 1 criminal neighbor. But if one is innocent and one is guilty, then if Zavi is also a criminal, then Zoe can have 2. Which does mean Paula the singer in B4 is innocent, which means William the cop is a criminal based on Isaac's clue, which we can now rule out. So the new clues we've revealed are from Paula. William and Emily have an equal number of innocent neighbors. So William is here in B5 and Emily is up here in D1. And then William the cop is giving us the clue Amy has more criminal neighbors than Isaac. Remember, Amy is in A1, Isaac is over here in D2. So let's think about some stuff for a second. With Tyler and Zoe, we've mostly figured this out. Just based on this clue alone, we can't figure out whether Romeo or Scott is the criminal. There are more criminals than innocents to the right of Amy. So that might be helpful if we cross-reference that with the knowledge that Amy has more criminal neighbors than Isaac. Because if Denise and Emily are both criminals and Ben is innocent, then there is no way for Gary and Frank to outnumber those two. But it is true that now that I'm saying that out loud, I think that there could be 3 criminals, so let's wait and see if we can figure anything else out first. Juliet is one of 3 criminals. Oh yeah, we already solved that clue, so let's get that out of the way. Exactly 2 of Larry's 5 innocent neighbors, also neighbor Zavi. Okay, so we know that the 2 that neighbor Zavi are going to be in row 4. But that also means Larry has 1, 2, 3 innocents revealed and is going to have another innocent in row 4. So that means of Gary, Hamlet, and Macbeth, only one of those can be innocent. So if we are looking at Isaac again, where Amy has to have more criminal neighbors than Isaac, if both of these are criminal, and there's gonna be at least 1 criminal in row 1 neighboring Isaac, that is not possible, because then Amy the maximum criminal neighbors Amy can have is 3. So if Isaac also has 3, then Amy would not be able to have more criminal neighbors. So what that's telling us is either Hamlet or Macbeth must be innocent at minimum, and Gary is a criminal. That is incidentally also going to tell us that yes, there is most likely a 2-to-1 ratio on criminals, because if these were both criminals and Hamlet or Macbeth also has to be a criminal, then Amy wouldn't be able to have more than 3, so that wouldn't work out. So Ben does have to be a criminal, and then either Denis or Emily is innocent. That also is going to tell us that Larry has to be innocent, because 1 criminal here in row 1, 2 criminals with either Hamlet or Macbeth being a criminal. Larry can't bring us to 3, because otherwise that would be a tie with Amy, or other than Amy outnumbering Isaac in terms of criminal neighbors. Now Larry is going to give us the helpful clue that column D is the only column with exactly 3 innocents. And it's helpful because I believe we need to start running some scenarios here. So, if Emily is the criminal and Denis is the innocent, let's figure out what the implications are for everybody else. For example, can Hamlet... Oh, hello. I'll have to remember to play with that later. Can Hamlet be a criminal? Well, if Hamlet is a criminal, Macbeth has to be innocent. We have also determined that Emily has exactly 1 criminal neighbor in this setup. And since we know that Emily and William have an equal number of innocent neighbors, then William can't have more than 1 innocent, which would make both Romeo and Tyler criminals. If Romeo is a criminal, Scott has to be innocent, then that brings us to a total of 3 innocents in this column, so Zoe would have to be a criminal. And let's double check whether that checks out. Tyler and Zoe would have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Yes. There are more criminals than innocents to the right of Amy. Yes. Column D is the only column with 3 innocents. Correct. Exactly 2 of 5. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2. And Amy has more criminal neighbors than Isaac. Yes. Let's see, though, if Hamlet is innocent and Macbeth is a criminal, then that would change the number of innocent neighbors Emily, and then by extension William would have. because this would give Emily 3 innocent neighbors. So Romeo and Tyler would both have to be innocent, turning Scott into a guilty party. However, even if Zoe is innocent, that would not be 3 innocents in column D. So if Emily is a criminal, Hamlet must also be a criminal. And then we would need to switch these back to how they were. For comparison purposes, since there is only one possible solution that fits the clues with Emily being a criminal. If Emily is innocent and Denis is the criminal, let's first try it with, can Hamlet still be a criminal here? Again, if Hamlet is a criminal, Macbeth has to be innocent. And then in this setup, Emily again has only one innocent neighbor. William must also only have one innocent neighbor, so that still checks out with Tyler and Romeo being criminals. Macbeth is innocent. Hold on. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Okay, hold on, I think I did something wrong. Okay, so if Denis is innocent and Emily is a criminal, Emily has 2 innocent neighbors. Okay, I'm sorry. And so then William would need 2 innocent neighbors. So I believe in this case, then Tyler could be innocent there. If Romeo is a criminal, and let's double check that this still checks out. Tyler and Zoe have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Yes. There are more criminals than innocents to the right of Amy. Yes. Column D has exactly 3 innocents. Yes. Larry has 5 innocent neighbors, 2 neighboring Zabi. Yes. Amy has more criminal neighbors than Isaac. Yes. Okay. But then we can also then still Hamlet can't be innocent here, but could Romeo be innocent is an interesting question. Because I believe the answer is yes. That would be possible, because that would give William 2 innocents. Emily would still have 2 innocents. Larry still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 3 innocents in this column. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me. But if Emily is innocent and Denis is a criminal, if Hamlet remains a criminal, then William would only have the 1 innocent, because Emily only has 1 innocent neighbor, which would mean Romeo is a criminal and Scott is innocent. However, even if Zoe is a criminal, that would not be possible with this configuration. So in this configuration, Hamlet cannot be a criminal. So that would make Hamlet innocent and Macbeth a criminal by necessity. If we need to have at least 1 innocent, Tyler could be innocent and Romeo could be a criminal like this, which would mean Zoe would still have to be a criminal. Or I believe we could also have Romeo be innocent and Scott be a criminal. Tyler would have to be a criminal, and that would make Zoe innocent. Let's double check that this checks out. So Emily has 2 innocent neighbors. William has 2 innocent neighbors. Larry has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are more criminals than innocents to the right of Amy. Tyler and Zoe have an equal number of innocent and criminal neighbors. Column D has exactly 3. Huh. Okay, what am I missing here? Okay, Emily and Denis, innocent criminal. If Hamlet is innocent, Macbeth is a criminal. That gives Emily 2 innocent neighbors, so either Romeo or Tyler is innocent. If Romeo is innocent, Scott is a criminal, and then we would need to have Zoe, and then Tyler is a criminal. If can Hamlet be a criminal? That's a good question to ask, because that would make Macbeth innocent. Emily would only have one innocent, so Romeo would have to be a criminal. Yeah, so Hamlet can't be a criminal in this setup. So let's remember whether Hamlet could be a criminal if Emily was a criminal. Alright, so that was 2 for Emily, so William would also need 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have gotten myself a little confused, so I'm gonna try starting from scratch. Can you tell I have not been feeling the greatest lately? Sorry. Okay, so if Emily is a criminal, Denis has to be innocent. If Hamlet is innocent, that would force Romeo to be innocent and Tyler to be innocent, so William and Emily can both have 3 innocent neighbors. If Hamlet is innocent, Macbeth is a criminal, and Scott is a criminal. However, that would also mean there would not be enough innocence in column D. So for this configuration, Hamlet cannot be innocent. If Emily is innocent and Denis is a criminal, can Hamlet be innocent? Well, okay, we still have Macbeth is a criminal here. What else changes? So only 2 innocents, so either Romeo or Tyler would need to be a criminal. If Romeo is a criminal, then it is possible if Zoe is a criminal. If Romeo is innocent, then Tyler would have to be... Oh, Zoe, I think... Would Zoe have to be... Yes, so Zoe would have to be innocent versus if Romeo is innocent and Scott is innocent, then Zoe would be the criminal and Tyler would be innocent. So it is possible for Hamlet to be innocent if Emily is also innocent. Is it possible for Emily to be innocent and Hamlet to be a criminal? So in that case, Macbeth would be innocent. Only 1 innocent neighbor for Emily, so only 1 innocent neighbor for William. So no, Hamlet and Emily have to be the same. So if Emily is innocent, Hamlet has to be innocent, and if Emily is a criminal, Hamlet also has to be a criminal. So with Emily is innocent and Hamlet is innocent, Macbeth would be a criminal. Then Romeo and Scott could go like this, or Scott could be innocent, Romeo could be a criminal, Tyler could be innocent, and then Zoe would have to be a criminal. So there is a bit of variation down here. If Emily is a criminal and Denis is innocent, Hamlet would have to be a criminal, and Macbeth would have to be innocent. In this case, Emily again has 2 innocents. So Romeo being a criminal and Scott being an innocent works out here. If we switch those around, we're again faced with the situation that everything kind of flips on the bottom half. So I'm kind of going in circles here. So let's back up and see if there's another clue we can use to help narrow this down that I am just overlooking for some reason. Alright, Amy has more criminal neighbors than Isaac. Amy has 3, Isaac is gonna have 2. We've mostly figured that one out, it just kind of comes down to where they're located. William and Emily have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Seems like William cannot have 3, so I don't know if we can narrow it. I don't know if we can actually narrow it down, but let's try working backward from Tyler and Romeo. So if Tyler is a criminal and Romeo is innocent, then let's see if anything else has to be true. Well, Scott has to be a criminal in that case, so we've got these 3 have to be like that. That would mean that Emily has to have at least 2 innocent neighbors, but she kind of has that no matter what, because either Denis or Hamlet is going to be innocent. But if we've got Scott being a criminal here, there can only be one other criminal in this column. But that could be Macbeth, and then these 2 are innocent. Can Zoe be a criminal? I know we've had... I feel like we've had some, but now I can't remember. Okay, so if Zoe is a criminal... Yeah, let's just keep an eye on Zoe and see if we can actually... So if Emily and Hamlet are both criminals, Hamlet is gonna make Macbeth innocent. Then Scott would be innocent, Romeo would be a criminal, and Tyler would be innocent. So Zoe, however, could be innocent here, I think. So yes, Zoe can be innocent or can be a criminal. That would have been nice. Okay, so let's move on from that. Exactly 2 of Larry's 5 innocent neighbors also neighbor Zavi. We've kind of been going around with this because it's either one of these or one of these in pairs, and they kind of act independent of each other. There are more criminals than innocents to the right of Amy. Yes, we've kind of narrowed this down here. We already figured out this faded out clue. Julia is one of 3 criminals between Amy and Tyler. Column D is the only column with exactly 3 innocents. Yeah, there's a lot of different combinations for that. Karen is one of 2 innocents below Gary. We did already figure that out. But if column D is the only with 3 innocents, column C cannot also have 3 innocents. Okay, here we go. That's what I was forgetting. Yeah, so this configuration does not work because column C also has 3 innocents. And we figured out Hamlet has to be like this. So Romeo can't be innocent, so it would have to be Romeo Scott, which would make Zoe a criminal and Tyler innocent. To make sure there are not exactly 3 innocents in column C. Then we can test what happens if we flip things around and Emily is innocent. Then Macbeth becomes a criminal. There are 2 innocent neighbors here, so in theory it could be Tyler or Romeo, but it can't be Romeo because that would be 3 innocents. So it does have to be Tyler, and Zoe stays a criminal. I'm gonna flip that back around one more time just to just to prove. So if Emily is a criminal, Denis is innocent, that means Macbeth is innocent. Romeo cannot be the third innocent. So that's gonna stay. Romeo has to be a criminal, so Scott has to be innocent. Because of that, Zoe has been staying a criminal and Tyler has been staying innocent. And now Tyler is giving us the important clue that an odd number of innocents on the edges neighbor Isaac. With this configuration right here, Isaac has 2, Denis and Macbeth. But if we flip that around to Emily is innocent, Denis is a criminal, and Hamlet is a criminal, Macbeth becomes a criminal, giving Isaac an odd number of innocents on the edges. Okay, there's an equal number of innocents in rows 1 and 4. Row 4 has 2 and 2, so Amy is innocent. Thank you for bearing with me. That is today's solution. See you next week.